NFL Week 5 predictions. And he took the lead. He took the lead this week.
I told you I was coming. Just wait on it.
But, I mean, we were all... yeah. Temple had the worst week, which was at 8-8. And we were both 10-6. So, I was already one game behind Tyrell. So I mean, we'll see. But Temple's record is 37-27, like mine is, and Tyrell's is 38-26. So, very close. And I mean, last year we had a good race for the most part, and then I don't know what happened with his pick. So hopefully it's different this year for your sake. But week 5 should be a good slate of games. We'll see how it is overall. Thursday night football, the Chicago Bears on primetime once again at Washington. I really, really do not understand why they can't just veto this and just be like, let's put another game on or something. I get it, but no, I'm not going to be watching this game at all. But for my pick, it's...
Man, you're going to be at work.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I would at least try to watch some of it. But
you going to watch it?
No, I'm not watching this game. Chicago sucks. Last week even proved it even more. And I'm glad I did not pick them. If I picked them, I'd be so mad. So I'm going Commanders, especially. Because Chicago is not going to be able to score with Washington if their offense is rolling.
I'm going with Washington. I ain't picked Chicago all season, obviously. That's not going to change for a long time. And I got one fantasy player on Washington, Mr. Robinson Jr. So hopefully he give me about 2 touchdowns or so. So yeah, but Washington should win probably 7-10, I think. I think after this loss there'll be some trades, some firing, something will change. But especially since they're on the road, last week was definitely another deflating loss. So
up 28-7 against a Denver team
that's struggling as well.
And wait a minute, hold on.
At home.
Yeah, at home. Yeah, that's why I was checking. Dang, at home too.
21.
Up 21. Yeah, yep. Need to call it in. Yeah, I would be surprised if the Commanders do not win here. We all got the Commanders, of course. Jacksonville with another international game. Boy, I hope they just stayed out of the States because they might as well have. Against the Buffalo Bills. Bills looked...
They look good. They showed up to play. It's just that they don't do that every game. It's not consistent.
It's not consistent enough. But boy,
when they play a team that's less, it's...
Yeah. They did show out last week. It is what it is. I mean, they really did. But I think they will struggle a little bit this week coming off of a big win and big showing against the Dolphins. But I still think Buffalo wins here. Touchdown-esque game, maybe. I don't think it's going to be as good as it looked last week, though.
I'm going with Jacksonville. They get up to really play like the bigger games, but win games that they should win, they're kind of, and it can go either way. So I like Jacksonville in that spot. They're a good team to get a good upset win there.
Yeah. But it should be a good game. Temple has went with the Bills. The Houston Texans that really helped you, really boosted you last week. If Pittsburgh would have won, I would have been tied with you. So, actually, it would have been a 3-way tie, honestly. But Houston at the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Falcons have got to figure out their quarterback situation. If Desmond's going to be the guy or what, he just didn't look good. But coming back from the international play, now back at home against a pretty good Houston young team that I really do think will be good in the future, I do have the Falcons winning at home. I think they will rebound at home because, hey, I've went to one Falcons game, of course, when they faced Tampa, and I'm telling those fans, Falcons fans especially, they show out, and I think they will actually boost the Falcons to beat the Texans in a close one.
I think it is a good game for Atlanta for them to win. So, especially after just the loss to Detroit and then Jacksonville, they're starting to go down a little bit. They still have to kind of find their identity on offense. And for that reason, I'm going to take Houston because I don't know if that'll be a game to where they can find it as much. CJ Stroud is playing unbelievable. That defense is playing a lot better than, what people thought. So, yeah, I'm going to take Houston. Ride the wave right now.
Well, you're not the only one. Temple has picked the Texans this week as well. So I'm rocking with ATL by myself, and I never thought I would be the one to do that. But Carolina at Detroit. Now, last week, Detroit, they beat, those cheeseheads. I know you don't want to talk about it, but Detroit did it on the road, which for me was more surprising because I was like, Green Bay at home especially, I thought they would win. But Detroit being at home, even if this wasn't at home, I'm picking Detroit over Carolina. I just think Detroit a different team this year, and they've kind of proven it at least a little bit more. The games that they feel like they should win or they don't have games slip out of their hands, they really haven't done that much this year.
I really want to pick Carolina, but it's tough because the Panthers have had trouble protecting Bryce Young all year. Defense has been, pretty good, but obviously last week they showed if you can't protect your quarterback, the game's gonna be rough. Did the Panthers win last week?
I don't think they did.
They don't have a win?
Who they faced? Oh, yeah. They didn't win last week. Vikings beat them.
Oh, yeah, Vikings beat them. I'm going to go Panthers. They eventually got to win one. All right, that's two upsets. I ain't got too many more to do.
I hate to say it, but it ain't going to be this week.
Oh, we going to see about that.
Tennessee at Indianapolis. I'm going to let you go with this one first.
Oh, yeah, because you had Cincinnati last week.
I haven't picked the Titans all this year.
You going to pick them? At Indianapolis?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't. I'm going to let you pick first.
Oh, I'm going with, the Colts. Anthony Richardson has looked really good for them since, I think he's only missed like one game. But every other game he's putting the ball on the money. Him and CJ Stroud have been obviously the best rookies, QBs out from that draft class right now. And they had a comeback last week. They had a chance to win it. That defense is pretty stout.
It is.
And, Anthony Richardson, he ain't got, like, the most weapons, but, he's still producing, which people were concerned about. So, he's living up to the hype that he was getting. And I like that team's really rallying around him. So, I got the Colts with the win.
I think this game could go either way. I think it's whoever's defense slips up and doesn't stop the other offense. Because, Titans' defense has been very, very solid this year as well. So,
but it's just Tannehill.
Yeah, Tannehill, that's questionable, but
That's why.
hey, for me,
D-Hop, he ain't getting no red
I
zone
know
love, nothing.
Derrick Henry did have a better week last week, I will say overall. And that's why I'm picking the Titans. I think he's the best player on the field.
Against the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Bengals are
I know,
trash
hey,
right now.
best player on the field overall. I think between the teams,
It should have been Hopkins, but
yes, it should be Hopkins, but
Ryan Tannehill, he can't.
yeah,
I should have drafted him.
yeah. But yeah, give me Titans. I'm probably gonna regret this pick, but give me Titans. Temple has picked the Titans as well on the road. Yeah. Okay. The New York Giants at the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are about to beat down the Giants.
Interesting.
I mean, they might start off slow, but man, I do not see this being a close game after. At least a little after halftime. I just don't think so.
I mean, you see what Seattle's offense did to him. Drew Lock came in, the quarter and he was looking like he's a starter as well. So, that Giants offense, they missing Saquon. But honestly, if they had Saquon, I don't think it'd be much different. They just can't throw as much. They can't throw. Daniel can't throw that great, like I've been saying.
Man, Danny Dimes.
I don't even know where that nickname came from.
I don't know either, but it didn't need to stick or anything.
But and their O-line is just bad. They had a first-round pick this year on offensive lineman. He hasn't panned out. And the weapons they have, I mean, it's just, it's nothing like spectacular. You don't have, great guys that can get separation, and then you have a quarterback that's So it's not, it's literally Saquon and the Giants. That's it. And the thing they're supposed to have great is their defense, and they can't stop nobody.
Look, I seen a couple of plays, and that tackling looked like something that you would see in middle school or, maybe in a high school level. The tackling, that was so terrible, but we all got the Dolphins winning, and
the Giants may have to just tank the rest of the year because they're already last in the division.
They might as well. That division is actually just solid overall.
Because if Washington wins, they'll be 2 games ahead of the Giants, and the next 2 weeks it's literally they're on the road, Miami and then Buffalo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead and tank New York. And it's bad to say that, but
after the fairy tale year they had last year.
You said it, I didn't. Saints on the road in New England. J.C. Jackson just got traded not long ago back to the Patriots. And it's because Gonzalez, my Oregon man, he's out for the year because of an injury and all that. I think torn labrum, I believe it is.
That's what it was.
Which sucks because he was going to win Defensive Player of the Year. I'm just telling you right now. Rookie Defensive Player of the Year. Not Defensive Player of the Year, but Rookie Defensive Player of the Year. Shit. I honestly don't know about this game. The better team is the Saints, talent-wise. But I just don't know.
But the Patriots have played decent. They played themselves in games. They just haven't been able to finish.
Yeah, well, last week was probably the worst week.
Who did they play last week?
Dallas.
Oh, well, like I said, teams like that is going to play Dallas. Except for the Arizona Cardinals. I'm not expecting much.
Oh, boy. Oh, what a hard one to pick. I'm going to be honest. Very hard. I'm really stuck on who I want to pick. But
me too.
Because I don't know how Derek Carr's going to look with that injury. They need to just rest him for a week or two.
Yeah, I would rest him until the bye week.
I would rest him because what is their bye week? Week 6?
I'm not sure.
Or so I thought they had an early bye week. I think it is week 6, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
know ours is week 6, so
I don't know. So maybe that's where I'm getting week 6, but I didn't think it was. I thought theirs was coming up soon. Yeah, I don't like the Patriots really at all, and let me go New Orleans on the road. Who that? It's not a big who that because I don't really. They might lose. I don't know. It really just depends what Derek Carr looks like to me.
Oh, I forgot. I'm gonna go with the Saints. I forgot they lost Matthew Judon for. He's out indefinitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that too.
He's great on defense. He's great. So that's another reason why I'm gonna go with the Saints. That's probably the only reason because it's just a rough game for both teams, really. So.
Yeah, and it's like, which offense is going to turn it over the most? And I think it's going to be New England because that Saints.
I was gonna say who's gonna kick the most field goals.
That too. If y'all have their field goal kickers in fantasy, boy, y'all should score a lot of points this week. But yeah, we will all go with the Saints on the road. Baltimore on the road at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh last week really just dropped an egg. It was bad. And you know how I be picking Baltimore, and I did not last week. Very bad mistake, but I didn't know Deshaun Watson wasn't going to play, and then Baltimore looked a little bit better. A little bit better on offense, but not this week. Give me the Steelers at home. I think the Steelers will do it just because there's a lot of teams that will have bad weeks, and then it's just certain games they'll come up. And I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. But I really think that defense of Pittsburgh is going to play amazing against them.
I really want to take Baltimore. I'll go Pittsburgh this week. I think Mike Tomlin will.
He's a great coach, man.
Do something different. They'll change something up to.
I don't know what they're going to change, but Mike Tomlin is a great coach
because there's no way with just some of the weapons on offense that they're not producing points. It just doesn't make sense, especially with that defense. And what's crazy is they added, Patrick Peterson. I think they added Sullivan in the secondary, and their secondary got worse when they added them, which didn't make sense. They should have got better because they already had it literally a stacked secondary, stacked line. So
they just got to get it together, I believe, the defensive side. Mm-hmm. They do that and at least do it like a game management.
But they're probably tired. They're probably tired the whole game. That first game against San Francisco, they punted every time. I don't think the offense had the ball for over 2 minutes, except for their last try to garbage touchdown.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But you're going with Pittsburgh, and Temple will be going with the Ravens on the road. Philly at the LA Rams. Cooper Kupp back this week, I do believe. So, I mean, that opens up the offense way more for the Rams. How is he going to look? If he's going to be limited, I don't know. As bad as I want to pick the Rams, and trust me, I want to.
Do it. If you really want to do it, do it.
I am not picking the Rams.
Bro, you said you really want to, though.
Yeah, but I'm not picking them. I'll take Philly on the road, but this is one I would not be surprised if the Rams win, depending on how much Cooper Kupp plays. That's the only reason I'm not picking the Rams, because I don't know how much he's going to play.
I'm going with Philly. I I feel like they should just come out and dominate and not really let them hang around just to, get this game out of the way before their schedule, gets a little bit tougher for them. So I'm going to take Philly right here.
Yeah, we all got Philly. Cincinnati on the road at Arizona. Who you picking in this one? Ooh.
Yeah, because Arizona's not looked bad. So they've been in, I think, almost all their games.
Yeah, definitely have.
I'll go with Cincinnati. You just can't. This is another game where you really just can't lose. You can't afford to get behind too much, especially in their division with some of these teams playing, better than what people thought. You just can't get too far behind. A lot of the frustrations are showing from their receivers like Jamar Chase. T. Higgins says I think he has like a broke rib that he's going to play with, and I don't know if Joe Burrow's 100% healthy, and honestly, he probably should have been sitting out from week 1 and stuff because he's not looked great. And I mean, another reason is they can't protect him. This is worse than even the past years where everybody was like, man, he's but he could still complete the pass and stuff. Now he can't even complete the pass. He can't even go through all of his reads, and he's just making bad mistakes. And it's probably because he's getting hit every single time.
You would think, having all that offensive power, you would get some linemen. At least some that can, at least pass block or something.
You ain't got to get the best. You just need decent ones.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm going Cincinnati for that same reason you just said. I mean, you can't fall behind, and this is a game you got to win. I came close to picking Arizona, but I just don't. I think Cincinnati will win. It might be close. It might be close too, but got to. Temple's got Arizona at home though. Yeah, he got Arizona. The New York Jets at the Denver Broncos. For me,
Denver back home. Okay.
Yep. Tricky for me, just overall, but Zach Wilson did play at least a little bit better last week. But I don't think that really matters this week. You might as well just go ahead and tank because y'all not making the playoffs with what the record is. With those players, y'all should have at least won some other game. Even how bad he's played, I mean, could have gotten another quarterback too, if we're being honest. But let me go with the Broncos. I'll ride with the Broncos this week again.
I went with the Broncos last week, and I've learned you cannot do that twice in a row. I'm going to go with the Jets. I hope they build on, that game last week, and with a team that's kind of up and down, you can come in and steal this one. So I think that'd be a good thing to do, and it's a good team to do it against.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you are right about that. I guess I'm the only one riding with the Broncos this week. Kansas City at Minnesota. Think this should be a offensive game for sure.
Yeah.
How much percentage is Taylor Swift going to be at the game? That's all we've heard the last 2 weeks.
I don't know.
But I will say, the one thing I will say about it is the Manning cast on talking about stuff during the game. If you're not watching that part of it, oh my God, it is so funny. It is so funny. I will say that. And it's mostly towards Peyton's side because he's Kansas City at Minnesota. Offensive shootout. and one team needs it more than the other, and I think they'll do it. Give me the Vikings at home against KC this week. I think they're desperate, man. I think they're desperate.
They definitely are. I really want to pick them, but I don't know.
And how KC played the Jets.
They haven't played.
How Kansas City played the Jets last week got me worried for this week. And I think Minnesota just more desperate and needs to win more. So I go Vikings. Temple's got the Chiefs on the road. So you're like, you got 1-1. Which side you going to lean on?
Because I really want to pick the Vikings. I really do. Because I feel like everybody's trying to pile on to the Chiefs right now with the Taylor Swift thing and everything. So I'm going to go with oh, man. I just don't want this one to be wrong.
If I had a coin, I would just tell you to flip it, honestly.
That's exactly what I would do.
Honestly. Yeah, you might. I don't have a coin, so I don't know.
I don't, but I guess I'll just go the
No.
Chiefs. The Chiefs. I'll go with the Chiefs.
Okay, all right. Boy, it could be a very good week for me, or it could be a damn bad week.
I'm gonna be up for real.
Okay, this game gonna be really good. Sunday Night Football. The Dallas Cowboys at the 49ers.
I already know who I'm picking.
Oh, who you picking then?
Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, shoot.
Brock Purdy I'm tired of hearing about him. He ain't lost a regular season game. Blah, blah, blah. He gonna play his best defensive, team so far. And he hasn't. It's been Christian McCaffrey. Deebo Samuel's had a down year because he ain't got the ball. Ayuk was having a good year, but he was basically only one. Kittle ain't really been able to do much. I mean, Brock Purdy he's a okay quarterback in an amazing system. You've seen it with Jimmy G. You don't have to be a great quarterback to thrive over there.
The only difference is he ain't turning the ball over like Jimmy G would.
But they ain't. Well, yeah. But this season they ain't really.
I know that, but just overall in general, he's not turning the ball over. So that's like that's like the upgrade for me. And he ain't turning the ball over. Dak probably will. Give me the 49ers at home for Sunday Night Football.
Man, do you know he's only thrown one interception?
And better add another one this Sunday at least. Maybe even two. But Temple is going with the 49ers at home as well.
Well, oh my goodness.
Hey, we've got
gonna be crazy.
We've got a lot of differences. So this
y'all tripping.
No, just overall, just a lot of combinations. It's not just like me and you on one side. Like, it's a lot. So, Monday Night Football, your Cheeseheads, Green Bay Packers on the road at the Raiders. And Jesus, the Raiders, this is going to sound harsh when I say this, but they might want to just disown the franchise or something. Something's just with a lot of stuff. I don't even. What do you think about that Chandler Jones situation?
He's good, but so I don't know what's going on with that whole thing.
Yeah, like he is good, but I don't. First of all, I don't.
Him and Crosby were great.
First of all, I don't get why he wasn't, or they weren't letting him play at the first part.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
I don't get that part. Like, what's the reasoning with that?
After that, it just spiraled down.
Yeah, like getting arrested. I don't even know what's. I honestly don't know what to even talk about with that situation. It's a strange situation. It seems like, I'm not saying it's looming over it, the franchise all the way, but it's like they can't win close games. It seems like it's just everything in the franchise, what's going on, is just looming over a little bit.
Last year they had the Henry Ruggs thing. So I mean,
yeah,
it seems like every season it's something crazy.
John Gruden the year before, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Was Gruden the year? So 3 years straight, you got something's wrong with the franchise, just in total. And that for that reason, not just for that reason, but that's one of the main reasons. Green Bay just a better team in general. It probably be a close game just because they're on the road and all that. But yeah, give me the Packers. Probably by a touchdown, maybe even 10 points. But I got the Packers winning.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I probably would have did a toss-up last week if they would have came out and said before the game that, they didn't say Jair wasn't playing until the last minute or whatever. And Aaron Jones and Christian Watson. So we had a bunch of people back. Well, just a few people back. And they basically gave them a healthy scratch. Aaron Jones only had 3 carries in the first half, and I think it was when we were already down by 17. Christian Watson had, I think, 2 catches, 1 touchdown, which was a red zone.
They might as well have just set them out.
Exactly.
Again.
So if they would have said those things, it would have. I probably.
I would have went with Detroit easily.
I wouldn't even mad at you because I'd have been like, okay, we still missing these guys. So now after the game, of course, he's like, they say, yeah, Aaron Jones and Christian Watson are going to have their, basically Aaron Jones is going to have his week 1 load. So that's when he was, spazzing on the Bears. So he's basically going to be, the starting running back. He's going to get a healthy workload. Him and Watson. I was like, well, dang, why didn't y'all just say that, before? And then so we got them 2 actually going to play. We got Elton Jenkins, our best lineman beside David, coming back. Jair's been practicing, so I think he's going to play, and he'll probably be that boost that secondary really needs.
I'm gonna be honest. Even if none of these players from Green Bay that's been injured played, I think I'd still pick Green Bay to win.
I would too, just because the Raiders have looked really
not really good. Their only win is against the Broncos,
and that was barely. That was what, 2 points, 3 points?
Yeah, it was just 3 points. So.
Barely won. They literally barely
won. So I already know you.
And that was probably because Denver did that onside kick at the beginning. If they didn't do that, they probably would have won. They really did.
Yeah. So I know you're rocking with Green Bay. We're all rocking with Green Bay. It's just kind of common sense right there. I swear, if the Raiders somehow, I don't know, that would be crazy to me. I know your Monday night going to be ruined if you see that.
So many, they're already. They're going to want to fire somebody for sure. And even though it's because it's 2 sides. People are it's a young team. They got to, get the growing pains. But, if you watch the games, they've shown, kind of that they don't have to be there, basically. They don't have to be in the growing stage because they got a lot of talent and stuff that they could, actually get quality wins. So now everybody, when we do lose, last week, everybody's really upset and they want people fired because since the team has already shown that the greatness they could be and how good they can be, it's rough.
Hey, that's just a passionate fan base, even though they overreacted.
Well, okay, our defensive coordinator, when the Lions went 0-16, he was the defensive coordinator, and then we hired him. He was one of the reasons why they went 0-16, and we hired him. And now our defense, you've seen it last week. David Montgomery, feel like he was in his prime again.
Man, he could still do good, I think. Oh, kind of well.
What?
But we're all rocking with Green Bay. And, of course, shout out to my great Buccaneers, first place in the division. You doubted him last week, and you messed up. If you didn't,
you doubted him. He doubted him from the beginning of the season. I can't rock with him. He didn't even like him. He was like, I'm not expecting much. Even though their division is down this season.
Yeah, but I didn't expect much. I thought Carolina would at least won more games by now, but
I said Atlanta. I thought Carolina would be like one under 500, and I said Atlanta would be competing for the number one. But Atlanta's until they figure out their offense situation, they ain't gonna be there because Bijan is everything that everybody thought he was gonna be.
Yeah, I mean, look, Baker's proven everyone wrong. Even though he still have one or two, maybe three bonehead plays. Especially, man, that one that we're up 7-3 and he throws it, and that's just a terrible throw. And I'm thinking, man, we could have had 3 points there. But we come around, make them fumble, touchdown. So, I mean, who knows?
Honestly, in Atlanta, they should I would bench Desmond and put in Heineke. Heineke can play.
We might after this. They might after this week for sure.
They should. I already would have did it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I mean it's already after week 4. You normally after week 4 you figure that out, or maybe even week 3. But they're gonna be a little bit late to the party, I believe, with that. But we'll see. But that's been NFL Week 5 predictions. If you liked it, hey, hit that like button for me. And until next week for Week 6, and hopefully this man's on top.
Oh, you pointed at me.
No. Right here. Whatever. Okay, see you guys for Week 6.